Well, isn't it funny how we fall in love and then sometime later we realise we've got to work things out? I guess if nature threw that at us first, we would probably never enter into relationships. I'm Dadhichi, by the way, from astrology.com.au. This is November 2015. A brief synopsis of what's happening. Mars and Venus are in your 7th house at the moment with Jupiter. So there's all that fresh, passionate energy associated with love and romance. But, on the 9th and the 13th, Mars and Venus move into the 8th house, which is the analysis sector. So that's why I'm saying you've got that, rush of delectable energies enticing you into relationships, making you feel all warm and fuzzy. And then, sure, the 8th house is a sexual house, but actually sex is only a means to draw you closer to the inner heart of yourself and the other person to whom you're being intimate with. Mercury's there as well, so there's a lot of analysis going on. That will continue. And while the North Node has been there, it is also going to move out shortly, leaving you with, I call it a clean slate, to actually enjoy those intimate relationships a lot more without the burden of confusion of wondering whether or not this is the right person or not. And you do have the moon commencing the transit for the month in the 5th house of love affairs, moving into that very powerful, obsessive, manipulative opposition to Pluto in the 11th house of friendships. So although I'm saying all this stuff, you do still need to be a little bit careful. And we see the new moon taking place on the 12th in Scorpio, the 9th house. So fortunately, you are a spiritual being by nature, and this new moon will take place in one of the most spiritual houses of the zodiac, the 9th house of Scorpio for you, where, by the way, the sun is transiting now up until the 23rd. And so a lot of focus on that. The new moon will accentuate that. Then the sun will move out of that spot into your career sector, where we find the rather harrowing Saturn constricting you and making you feel, why me? Why is all the hard work falling on me? Why do I have to do all this? Hard work, 2 years. Sun is going to make it even harder for the next month. So, you've got this fun sort of thing going on in the relationship area, but you do have that responsibility weighing down on you heavily from within your professional arena. And you've also got your ruling planet, Neptune, which has not helped. It can empower you in some ways by being retrograde, but it finishes that backward sort of dance that it's been doing on the 19th, which I think you'll feel a lot better after that. You'll feel more in your element having that move forward. So that's also very, very nice. Just around that time, on the 19th, just around the 14th, there's a nice aspect from Mercury, ruler of your marriage and important relationships, to Jupiter, another one of your ruling planets. So we see the communications things being freed up at that time. You're not off the hook with your work by any means because of that ongoing transit of Saturn. It's just hard. But that's the challenge that you have to rise up to. If you listen to the introduction on self-empowerment, I talked about Nelson Mandela. And even if you feel trapped within the workspace, the question for you is, how do you make that work for you? What are you learning from that? What are the lessons you can take away? That's the challenge. The 21st is, and the days leading up to that, it's around that time, the 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, the Venus hard aspect to Pluto. Wow, that's a big one there. That's taking place in Libra, which is your 8th house, to Pluto, which is in your 11th house. So that can show some problems arising just in stylistically with friends, or the 11th house, which is elder siblings. You might have some problems with a sibling there. Be careful not to be manipulated there. You don't want to be playing mind games. You need to be absolutely straightforward with everyone. after the middle of the month, even if you risk losing them as a friend. Some rather unusual friendships or love affairs or one-night stands, if I could put it that way, for those of you that are single, wild and free, taking place on the 24th when Venus moves into the opposition of Uranus there. Again, that'll be taking place from that 8th house. There can be some unusual or sudden events financially too, because the 8th house and the 2nd house have to do with finance and the material values of life. The 25th and the 26th are interesting. Mercury, again, your ruler of relationships, seems to be zoomed in on as a focus in the last week or so of the month. Hard aspects to the conjunction of Saturn, the square of Neptune. So again, all this sort of stuff revolves around, good communication, good understanding with your lover, your partner, rather than bottling it up and not talking. I don't want to talk about it. No, you hurt my feelings. No, get out of here. Not talking. You need to engage, even if it's hard. And that you're going to find may also be an ongoing thing with Saturn in the 10th house. Saturn in the 10th house has what we call a reverse square. It's a 270-degree aspect. In Hindu astrology, it's the most powerful aspect of Saturn. So the challenges are not only professional, they are very much to do with your relationships. But the challenges are what help us grow. And ultimately, if what this theme is about, they help us to become more self-empowered. And I hope that's going to happen for you as well. Final 2 aspects there, 3 aspects actually. The right angle of Saturn to Neptune, so that's your ruling planet. There can be some worries there that you just can't shake. Worry's not going to help you solve the problem. And that causes health troubles or constrictions as well, shown by the final aspect on the 30th of the Sun conjoined to Saturn. That's the one we talked about, bringing with it some responsibilities associated with your work, and also some problems associated with your father or other authority figures, older male members of your family that may need your help. That could be a responsibility that falls on your shoulders. I'll be back next month. I hope you'll join me. In the meantime, we've got a more detailed text version of what's happening to you, sort of every few days, the aspects. If you'd like to check that out, astrology.com.au. You can subscribe here if you like, and I hope you're going to join me again. We're going to continue this theme. I think self-empowerment's important, and you're always welcome to drop me a note. Take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.